Hello, my name is Sydney Prosser, and this is the game that I've chosen to write the lesson plan about for the assignment Games and Education. So this game is called Trig Mini Golf, and it will show that students have mastered their trig ratios used in triangles as well as special triangles. So this game provides multiple activities, so students will be solving for an angle measure, and students will be solving for a side length measure of an angle. So there's different things students will be solving for, and it really shows that students will have a good understanding of the vocab behind a triangle sides. Students will have to analyze a few different things. They're going to have to analyze the way the golf ball is moving to get it into the hole. They're going to have to analyze the sides that we already know of a triangle, and then which trig ratio is going to be related to those two sides that we have. So they need to analyze the trig function needed. They will be evaluated on all of those things, and if they are unsuccessful in identifying those things, then there's a screen that's going to pop up where students can get some help with the vocab. This is a transformative game, so by the end of the lesson and the homework for this lesson, the students are going to create their own mini golf hole and show their 3 triangles needed to get the golf ball into the hole, and the triangles include maybe 2 side lengths and 1 angle, or some variation of that, and then the trig math that needs to go behind getting the golf ball into that hole. It has great personalization, so it's very visual and textual for students to really get motivated to use and understand the trig that goes behind it. And there's multiple levels, so there's a total of 4 holes that students will go through and demonstrate their mastery of trigonometric ratios. And it motivates them because they want a high score, and they want to get the fewest number of swings, which demonstrates that they know the trig behind it. So I'm going to go ahead here and show you exactly how the game works. So here's my golf ball that I want to get into this hole. So it pops up with the triangle. So this triangle is going to show that if I'm able to create the angle here to swing at, the golf ball is going to bounce here and then come back down here. Then another triangle is going to pop up, so then I need to get it over the bridge, and then maybe one more is going to come up. I need to be able to identify which trig ratio is going to be needed, so I need to know what side this is called. So if this is my reference angle R, it's opposite the angle, so this is the opposite side, and the 10 meters is the adjacent side. I'll check it, get it correct, and my swing power increases. So because we just hit the opposite and the adjacent sides, students have to remember and understand that this requires the tangent trig function to be used. I'll hit check again, more swing power, and then I need to create that equation. So the tangent of my angle R equals the opposite side, which is 5, and the adjacent side, which is 10. Now let's say that I switched these by accident and I got them wrong. So I purposefully am switching them and I get it wrong to show you the differentiation that comes up. So then it breaks down what each side is in the side measure and gives examples of the 3 trig functions here, sine, cosine, and tangent. It doesn't really talk about the reciprocal functions, so that'll be taking place outside of this game, but it just shows the first 3 trig functions here. Because I got it wrong, it just pushes me right to swing, and it's not a very good swing because I got it wrong. And then it's going to give me another triangle for me to practice with, still in the same hole. So the first few holes, I'm solving for an angle measure, solving for R. The second 2 holes has me solving for a side length. So if students aren't quite ready for this to create the path of the golf ball, then they can click over here. So I like this website as a whole, really. And this resource, there has a video that students can watch if they would like, but I'm more interested in students going to the interactive part, which has them practicing where the opposite hypotenuse and adjacent side is. of each triangle. So if they're not quite ready for the game, they can practice here and then go to the game and practice their trig ratios. From there, they're going to, at the end of the lesson, like I said, they're going to create a Google slide of their own trig mini golf, layout, and that's going to demonstrate that they understand how the game works and like the path of the golf ball, just like use this as an example. And then it's also going to have them create their own triangles for that's needed to get the golf ball to the hole. The homework is going to be to create that, and then the warm-up the following day is they're going to share that slide with up here in the classroom, and the student who created it will have the answer key, and the new student is going to solve those trig ratios to get the golf ball into the hole, just using Google Slides. Students are going to create it all completely on their own. They can use images to create the field just like this. They're going to create something very similar. But that allows for a lot of creativity on their end to express themselves and how detailed they want their golf field to be, and use this as an example. Thank you for listening to this assignment.